On a science TV show, you just dropped a bombshell. Oxygen is basically poison. Without it, humans could live for thousands of years. The audience laughed it off, thinking you were just farming clout, but you kept right on going. Here's the thing. Before the Cambrian period, Earth had zero oxygen. Life back then didn't need it at all. These creatures are called anaerobic microorganisms, and they lived incredibly long lives. Then came the Great Oxidation Event. Massive amounts of algae started photosynthesizing, flooding the atmosphere with oxygen. That shift wiped out countless ancient species that couldn't handle oxygen. The survivors adapted to the new environment and slowly evolved into what we see today. But the trade-off was a drastically shorter lifespan. As you went deeper, more and more people got hooked. Some even pulled up their phones midstream to fact-check you, and found out you were right. People started going quiet, really thinking it over. Meanwhile, back in the office, the station director and deputy director watched you go further and further off script. They were confused. Weren't you supposed to stay on topic? Just when they were losing it, Lao Ying called with good news. Ratings had already hit 2 point something. This Deng Changjiang guy is something else. They looked up at the screen. You were still going strong. Guan Xingying's lip twitched. Air is literally what keeps us alive, and now someone's out here calling it harmful? Then you walked over to the chalkboard and wrote 4 words. The Age of Decline. You've probably heard this one before, you said. As you kept dropping hard facts, the ratings on the director's monitor were climbing at an insane pace. More and more viewers were switching over to this science show. Kids, elderly, everyone glued to the screen. The Age of Decline? I've seen that in novels. Isn't that just when spiritual energy fades and nobody can cultivate anymore? It sounds like a fairy tale, but honestly, why does it kind of make sense? No denying it. Your delivery was so engaging that everyone was completely drawn in, genuinely fascinated by this wild new idea. The Age of Decline is actually a concept from an ancient civilization. They believed oxygen was harmful because it compressed human lifespans from hundreds, even thousands, of years down to just Those godlike lifespans got cut short, and that's why they called it the Age of Decline. At this point, you're probably wondering, how exactly does oxygen do this much damage to living things? Live on air, you pointed to the experiment table. We're about to run a demo so you can see just how dangerous oxygen really is. It literally has a hand in every stage of our lives. The moment you said that, the director watched ratings spike another 3 points. A new record was within reach. In the conference room, Guan Xinying sat deep in thought. In just 10 minutes, ratings had jumped 3 full points, and they were still climbing. This science show was going viral, fast. Your argument was just too wild to ignore. Guan Xinying shot a cold glance at Gu Jinsong. We're losing control here. The higher the ratings, the more exposure this gets. If you can't give a solid explanation... Deputy Director Gu Jiansong was already sweating. How are we supposed to explain this? Mainstream science has always said oxygen is essential for life. You can go 7 days without food, 3 days without water, but cut off your air supply and you're done in 3 minutes. Your organs just shut down. He wiped his forehead and managed to say, Director Guan, let's just wait and see how Deng Changjiang's experiment plays out first. Guan Xinying let out a cold huff and turned back to the screen. Meanwhile, at a university research lab in Yanjing, 60-something biology professor Sun Jiqing had just wrapped up for the day. He flipped on the TV, and this science program was on.